AP World History Topic 8.8 End of the Cold War. Essential question: what caused the end of the Cold War? The end of the Cold War, marked by the collapse of the Soviet Union and the dissolution of the bipolar power structure that had dominated global politics for decades, was a complex process influenced by a multitude of factors. While there is no single cause that can be attributed to the end of the Cold War, a combination of political, economic, and social dynamics played crucial roles in bringing about this monumental shift in international relations. One significant factor contributing to the end of the Cold War was the emergence of new leadership in both the United States and the Soviet Union. The presidency of Ronald Reagan in the United States and the ascent of Mikhail Gorbachev to power in the Soviet Union were pivotal moments in the final decades of the Cold War. Reagan's uncompromising stance against communism and his aggressive military policies, including the Strategic Defense Initiative (SDI), intensified tensions between the two superpowers. Meanwhile, Gorbachev's reformist agenda, which emphasized policies of perestroika, economic restructuring, and glasnost, political openness, signaled a departure from the rigid orthodoxy of previous Soviet leaders. The personal relationship between Reagan and Gorbachev also played a crucial role in facilitating dialogue and negotiations between the United States and the Soviet Union. Despite their ideological differences, the two leaders developed a rapport that helped thaw the icy relations between their respective countries. The series of summits and agreements between Reagan and Gorbachev, such as the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty (INF), symbolized a willingness to reduce nuclear tensions and seek common ground. Economic factors further contributed to the unraveling of the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War. The Soviet economy was stagnating, plagued by inefficiency, corruption, and a lack of innovation. Gorbachev's attempts at reform were met with resistance from entrenched interests within the Communist Party and the military establishment. The economic strain of maintaining an extensive military presence abroad, particularly in Afghanistan, exacerbated the Soviet Union's economic woes and drained vital resources. Simultaneously, the United States leveraged its economic strength and technological prowess to outpace the Soviet Union in the arms race and to exert pressure on its adversary. Reagan's strategic investments in defense, coupled with the resilience of the American economy, positioned the United States as the dominant global superpower. The collapse of communism in Eastern Europe, catalyzed by the democratic movements of the late 1980s, further weakened the Soviet Union's grip on its satellite states and eroded its sphere of influence. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 symbolized the triumph of liberal democracy over authoritarianism and marked the beginning of the end for the Soviet Union. Ultimately, the end of the Cold War was a culmination of various interconnected factors, including shifts in leadership, ideological transformation, economic pressures, and the rise of democratic movements. The demise of the Soviet Union and the subsequent restructuring of the global order brought about new challenges and opportunities, shaping the post-Cold War world in profound ways. As political alliances shifted and economic interactions expanded, the international community grappled with the complexities of a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape, marked by both promise and peril.